Long snapping project. Participant 1, Caleb Bain, height 6'2", weight 275, age 21, no previous experience. Participant 2, Nick Maraglia, height 5'10", weight 230, age 21, no previous experience. Participant 3, Nick Baxter, height 6'2", weight 175, age 20, no experience. We use an American football, person to catch the ball on an intended target, and we use a tape measure to measure out distance at 12 yards. Procedure, our task was long snapping. We practiced this in the backyard on grass. Once we measured out the correct distance of 12 yards with the tape measure, we standardized the day of the week we practice because we all practice 5 days per week from Monday to Friday at around 4 o'clock. Each participant practiced until all 15 snaps were completed for each practice session with 1 session per day. All group members practiced the same amount every day with a consistency of 15 total snaps per day. Throughout all of our sessions, we didn't make any changes to the conditions, nor did we add any difficulty to the sessions. Therefore, each session stayed constant. Our overall performance measure was the number of times we can snap the ball 12 yards to our target throughout the total of 15 snaps per practice session. One specific characteristic within long snapping is the spiral on the snap. As you can see from our first attempt to our last attempt, the way the ball moves is very different, and this is what is called a spiral. Over time, throughout the practice, we were able to begin to learn how to make the ball spiral through the air. If you watch the ball closely in our first session, you will notice it wobbling through the air. If you compare this to our last session, you will notice the ball spinning in the air, which makes it easier for the punter to catch the ball. Caleb's first attempt, ball goes to the ground with weak accuracy. Snap is wobbly through the air. Nick M's first attempt, ball loops like a rainbow in the air. No spin or spiral on the ball. Nick B's first attempt, ball loops through the air, no speed on snap, and no spiral. Caleb's first attempt. Nick M's first attempt. And Nick B's first attempt. Caleb's final attempt, ball has good spin and spiral rate. Ball has good accuracy, going straight to an area where someone can catch the ball easily. Nick M's final attempt, spin well with a little bit of a wobble. Accuracy is straight to the chest of the partner. Nick B's final attempt, ball spirals through the air with a fast enough speed. Ball accuracy is up high enough for someone to catch. Caleb's final attempt. Nick M's final attempt. And Nick B's final attempt. All right, here's our data table. This is the amount of completed snaps out of 15 total per session. Our line graph practice session 12 is the retention test, while session 11 is the retention break. Both Caleb and Nick B scored the same on the retention test, therefore only one of their scores is visible. Here's our summary chart. We predicted that all group members will retain 85% of the skill of long snapping following the retention interval. Our average percent score is 110%, and we all retained 100%. Our prediction was met due to 110%. We expect that all group members will be able to snap the ball 12 yards to another person or target with a 300% improvement from the first practice session to the last, based on 100% of the attempts per day. Our average improvement, 280%. Nick M's 300, Nick B 333, and Caleb 225. Our prediction was not met for this because we averaged 280 instead of the 300% improvement. Each person within the group improved significantly from practice session 1 to the retention test. Caleb improved by 10 completed from the retention interval compared to his first session. Nick improved by 10 completed from the retention interval compared to his first session. And Nick B improved by 11 completed from the retention interval compared to his first session. Caleb B's absolute retention, 14 completed, percent score 0%. Nick M, absolute retention, 13 completed attempts, percent score 0%. Nick B, absolute retention, 14 completed attempts, percent score 0%. We're all able to retain 100% of the skill we developed, and we also were all able to exceed our scores from the last attempt during our retention test after our 1 week retention interval.